was lying all along.
Erebos didn't lie.
Wow. Just damn.
Claudia, what?
Well, there it is.
What have you
Viren,
done?
your torment shall not end until the writers are satisfied and
what
not
I
a
had to
moment
do.
sooner. So today, we are discussing The Dragon Prince Season 6. Now, I know this came out over a month ago, however, I kind of rushed the review of Season 5 and wanted to give Season 6 a bit more thought. Also, I had just been working on other stuff. Now, for those of you who don't know, The Dragon Prince is an animated series from some of the creators of Avatar The Last Airbender. It's been 6 seasons, so this plot has gotten a bit more complicated, so the question is it holding up? Yes? Okay, let me say that I think, overall, Season 6 is a good season. However, it still has several issues and flaws that make that a bit difficult to say with complete confidence. See, the thing is that the Dragon Prince kinda peaked in Season 3. The main plot of bringing the dragon egg back to its mother finished, and there was a climactic battle, and it was all great. But then we came back after a time skip, and the show just kinda lost momentum in the plot. The whole thing shifted from the race to return the dragon egg and stop a war to the machinations of this mysterious star-touched elf who was manipulating Viren in the previous seasons. This wasn't bad, per se. Erebos, the elf who's manipulating him, has an amazing voice actor, Eric Dellums, who voiced Ko the Face Stealer in Avatar, one of my favorite, obscure-ish animated characters, because he only had, one appearance, aside from that weird web game. Actually, a few voice actors from Avatar in this show. For example, Callum is voiced by the same guy who used to play Sokka. Unfortunately, while there is a lot of potential in the show's concept, I'm starting to suspect that they might not have actually planned the whole story out in advance like they said they did. See, The Dragon Prince got 7 seasons pre-approved in advance by Netflix, which was highly unusual for Netflix to do. The show started off with a strong plot but shaky 3D animation, which improved drastically in seasons 2 and 3. However, while some aspects of Season 4 and onward feel thought out, don't get me wrong, basically everything involving Viren, and to a lesser extent Claudia and Soren, his kids, is extremely well thought out and they have a lot to do, but the rest of the characters sometimes feel like they're just kind of waiting for the plot to notice them again. Ezrin is the most obvious example of this. Since his dad got killed in Season 1, he went back at the end of Season 2 to become a king, and was a part of the adventure heavily in Season 1, often using animal guides to, show them the way to places. And Season 3 took full advantage of that. Ezra had to make hard choices, and honestly just got to be a part of the plot. However, ever since Seasons 4 and 5, the show doesn't really have anything for him to do in the story itself on a moment-to-moment basis. He spends most of the time going to, meet with one important person, talk with them to get some answers, then maybe giving a speech or two, but that's the show just leaving him behind at that point. And even when he's there, he has a lot less impact in the first 3 seasons, not really part of the adventure in the same way. He's more a tag-along or an escort. That's not to say he's entirely wasted. I think his speech in Season 4, matched with the scenes of Claudia's assault on the Storm Spire, was really well done. I actually like that scene a lot. However, speeches like that seem to be the only thing he does anymore, and he keeps making them, and I'm like, didn't we already do this? For an example of how irrelevant he is, the only time he really does something that's not just, okay, I agree to let you guys go do this other thing while I stay here, is in episode 7 of the 9, when he confronts the Sunfire Elf leader and realizes the talks were a trap, and has a single moment to be like, oh, you're a clever king, and then he's basically just not doing anything. For even that episode, he's not really a big presence. He's one of the main 3 characters of the show. He should be a little bit more important than a cameo episode. Now, the ending of the season does give me some hope that they will finally have something for him to do, but it's the finale season, so I would expect all the main characters to do something. And if he's still not there, and if he's still just, sitting and talking behind the scenes and not actually a part of the adventure, it's gonna feel like a bummer because he felt like a character who had a lot of potential. However, while I'm disappointed with that, I do think there are a lot of very strong parts of the season as well. Callum and Rayla's relationship drama has become much more enjoyable, and I actually liked the quest they went on to the far north. It reminded me of the first 3 seasons. I did think the solution to Callum's dark magic thing was a bit meh, but aside from that, it was great. And of course, we can't forget about the MVP. The writers continue to make Viren the best written character by a long shot. Now, I showed you that scene from the start of episode 1 of this season, and just damn, disregarding the fact that I have rarely seen a show aimed at kids get that graphic, I love the way Viren reacted after realizing that he led Claudia down a path of dark magic and self-destruction. His attempts to find redemption, especially that choice that he made regarding Soren near the end, nearly made me cry. His entire arc is very well written, very well executed. The only negatives I can find are that stupid fake-out cliffhanger with Claudia in like episode 2, I think, and the fact that Viren's so well developed, he makes most of the other characters in the show seem boring by comparison. The show also kept up the Sunfire Elves Civil War thing, but honestly I feel like even the show's getting tired of that. The whole plot point basically got tossed aside just to set something else in motion that felt like a contrived series of dominoes to make Erebos seem like a master manipulator. So yeah. There's also Erebos, and this is where the mixed bag kind of comes in. He almost like defines the series for me in a way. He's very iconic, he's on a lot of the marketing material, and he has that amazing voice actor. But he's suffering from a bit of like what I would like call mystery box syndrome. See, we knew that Erebos was a very mysterious figure for the first few seasons. We knew he was a Star Touch elf, we had some implications he had a hand in the creation of dark magic. There was more to it as the seasons kept going on, and he is clearly being set as the ultimate villain of the show overall, but as it kept going, especially in this season, things started to feel off, especially when we got answers to some of his secrets. So one of the best scenes in season 3 is when Erebos whispers a dark secret about the previous Sunfire Queen before killing off the current Sunfire Queen. Now, we don't know that secret yet, that wasn't revealed, but there have been other things like it, and it kind of emphasizes the way they described him as this master manipulator who knew horrible secrets, and he had been manipulating everything from the shadows for so long. Viren's staff was a gift from the Great One. Erebos is hinted to have something to do with the death of the previous Dragon Queen and the rise of dark magic. The mysterious box that glows near different types of magic is called the Key of Erebos. The strange human in flashback looks like Ezrin. We saw in even earlier flashback now as a child. I mean, for crying out loud, the show's new, subtitle was literally The Mystery of Erebos. And there were all these different mysteries. And Erebos is directly or indirectly tied to a bunch of questions about the show that have remained unanswered. And as a result, a lot of his character, I feel, hinges on this mystique. On either answering these questions and giving satisfying answers, or not answering them and let them be part of his mysterious plot for the final season. And I'm worried that when we eventually do get these answers, and I feel like we are going to get a bunch of them, they're not going to be that satisfying. Because we did get one of them recently. So we finally got his tragic backstory, and yeah, it's sad, definitely explains some stuff, like why he might want to see the world burn, or why he wants to help humanity, but the whole thing just felt a bit, I don't know, anticlimactic, rushed. I feel like we could have gotten hints about it sprinkled earlier on. Then he revealed who killed the Dragon Queen, Lunaris. Now, ever since they started the Mystery of Erebos arc with Season 4, this has been like a big recurring thing. Who killed Lunaris? Who caused this whole problem? And it's just so stupid. Now, I have to discuss this because it's a big sticking point for me, and it kind of describes my feelings on this season, but I'm not going to do this without spoiler warning, so skip to the timestamp on the screen if you want to avoid this. I'll try and do it after it's all done talking about that.
It was you. You killed her.
NANI?
So, Sol Regum killed her in a blind rage, and then forgot he did it, and also she was his mate, and what the actual fuck? This is so stupid, it makes no sense. Like, yeah, maybe he was her mate, but how the hell did Sol Regum just forget he murdered his wife? How is no one knows? It's not like he's that subtle. He shows up and burns entire regions of the earth to the ground. Now this comes at the very end of the season, after Sol Regum burns the human kingdom in retaliation for some perceived slight because the Sun Elves helped him regain his wings. And Erebos pops up to brag about how he planned everything, and Sol Regum's a fool who killed innocents all because of his own crimes, and Erebos is this master manipulator, and blah blah blah. And to a point it kind of works. The idea of Erebos bragging that Sol Regum's hatred made him easy to manipulate, and he's going to start this war and be free, and it's all Sol Regum's fault. It kind of makes sense. It fits with the themes of the show that pointless violence just leads to suffering in general. However, why wasn't it just Erebos who killed her? that would have made so much more sense, and you could still brag about how you didn't even kill the actual ones responsible or even the ones related to him. Varro still gets to pop up and brag about how he planned everything. It just fits better with the show. Hell, even that random blood moon elf assassin from the last season would have made more sense. It would have also made Sol Regum's hatred of humans and the idea that they only ones who could do wrong and how humans were unclean due to dark magic, and that only they could commit such heinous crimes, be proven completely wrong, because Erebos is already a monster. And we know the blood elf assassins are monsters, so having one of them do it, you know, goes against Sol Regum's whole, it was humans all along. I guess making a dragon kind of evil is okay, but Sol Regum was already kind of a grouchy asshole of a dragon. It just feels like a random gotcha answer designed to circumvent online theories, like with Game of Thrones final season. And with the final season of this show coming up, I'm starting to worry that that's going to have a repeat, and we're not going to get actual satisfying answers from the mysteries that set up, which is also kind of a problem when the arc of the show is currently called The Mysteries of Erebos. There are other minor issues as well. One of my annoying pet peeves currently is that this ancestor of Ezrend, who looks a lot like him and keeps popping up in like weird flashbacks or visions, is apparently going to be a spin-off show character that we're going to get to see the whole prequel of how she imprisoned Erebos. So don't expect actual answers about that until a whole new show pops up. And look, I think a prequel spin-off where they imprison Erebos could work, but don't waste time advertising in a season that already doesn't have enough actual content. And it's weird, because I sound so negative about the show right now. I'm sure I sound like I'm just bashing it into the ground. But the thing is that I actually liked this season a lot. I enjoyed some of the good things they set up. Viren's entire arc is fire. Like, seriously. That whole thing with Soren and the note that he doesn't give him at the very end of the prison, frickin' hell, that was great. It is so satisfying to watch a villain who actually has to grapple with their issues and honestly learn from their mistakes and not just die, because redemption equals death. They actually have to learn and get better, even if their life is going to be shit because they ruined everything already. There's not fixing this stuff. You can't just fix it. You can't just say I'm sorry. You can't just explain it away. That was good. I liked that a lot. Rayla and Callum have a great dynamic. Their whole quest to the far north was fun. I think the ending of it was a little stupid, but the quest itself, that was good. I even liked what happened when we found the giant ice monster. That was cool as well. All in all, it was a good season, but the cracks are showing. And I feel like Season 7 is going to define how I look back on both Season 6 and the show overall, because it'll either show that Season 6 was actually attempting to course correct from the last two seasons and get the show back on track, or it'll have been a brief detour of good content before we get to the messy finale. There's also the fact that, for reasons I will not spoil, the best character arc of this season is no longer available as a crutch to hold up Season 7. I won't tell you why, but this season is easy 7 out of 10 for me. Viren alone was just so amazing that any other problems get pushed to the wayside. So, yeah. Sorry this took so long to come out. I ended up rewriting part of the last bit, because my original conclusion, after I'd recorded everything, didn't quite sound that right. But hey, I'm glad with the way this turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be doing something interesting. I'm not sure if it's going to work out, but I'm going to try and get some more smaller reviews about some horror stuff out since it's October. Hopefully this comes out the end of September and not the beginning of October, but I'm not sure that's going to happen, so we'll see. Anyway, Alien Romulus, that new movie from the Alien franchise, is my next review coming up. It's going to start spooky season, as I like to call it. I'm currently streaming Black Myth Wukong, and I am going to be streaming something for Halloween week, the final week of October. So I'm not sure if it's when I'm going to start streaming this, but I'm probably going to do it during the final week of October, right before Halloween. There's a Bloodborne kart racing game. It looks like a lot of fun. So check me out. I stream both on Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I will see you guys all there. Seriously, it's been a lot of fun. We have several people there now. And thank everyone for watching this. It means a lot. I honestly can't believe anyone likes listening to me. So we have the subscribe orb. You can go to my channel, click on subscribe, find some other videos. There's a video YouTube recommends. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye.